Hello, hello. Ludi, you know what? I've started every time. What have you got to say? Tell us your thoughts.
Who said I had thought? You just assumed that I have thought. No, I'm actually excited for this. I think like this is gonna be a really interesting one. So very few objectives. I think the real question is who's gonna do all of these faster, right? Because they're interesting. They're definitely interesting. I mean, I'd say the tougher one is Chewy's because he's got
Sailors.
He's got sailors. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised he went for the sailors one. I guess AI doesn't scale as well as player, right? So he can definitely...
Yeah, it's pretty easy to crank up your sailors. You can exploit dev even if you want.
Yeah, of course.
You can grab it that way. But I mean, Denmark, not a very big starting nation. Obviously, Kalmar Union occupying a lot of time. You know what, actually? I've gone to all this extent. I might as well make sure... Because Denmark, as you must recall, of course, controls all of this land. Gotta just make excuses. I've got to justify my purchases.
You're just trying to show off here. I don't have a map. You have a map.
Look,
you're trying to say I'm a lesser EU4 player because I don't have that map. Is that what's going on here?
I'm not trying to say it. It's just what's coming across. You know, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my god, unbelievable.
But yeah, I think we're looking here at probably a clean, full challenges completed sweep. I think, obviously, as a caster, what I want to see is anarchy. You know, I like these players, but I want to see them crash and burn with way too many challenges picked. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I cover up the spaces I pointed them out. That's hilarious. But anyway, let's get into the game. Let's get this show on the road. And let's not waste any more time here. I'm going to send the signal. The go has been sent. We can start the timer and let's see how these guys go for it. I think we're likely to see, the full sweep. The difficult one, as you say, is sailors. Other things that could go wrong. 30 years ahead of time is actually, I think, really quite tricky. There's a reason it hasn't been drafted yet. And you were talking a little bit during the draft. What's the strat? How do you get to that?
Well, I mean, obviously you would have to... I wouldn't have chosen Burgundy for there, but it's still doable with Burgundy, obviously. Would have been a lot easier with someone like, say, Florence or someone that get... Burgundy has a 5/5/5 starting leader, though, right? So if we switch on over to my POV here for a second, or Lady Saffron's... 5/5/5 means that you basically start with 112 mana points. In case people don't know, the amount of mana points that you start with are based off of your starting mana production. So... a 6/6/6 would be 120, 120, 120, right? So this means that already from the get-go, Burgundy has a boost to the amount of mana production, right? Now, obviously, you would have to get the +1 mana privilege for all 3 estates. Guaranteed, you have to do this now.
Yeah.
If you want to get the ahead of tech, because you would have to prioritize getting those tech ups. Now, the other problem is that you would have to get Renaissance. Or don't get Renaissance. Actually, that's probably better because without Renaissance, you would get the ahead of years penalty, right?
Yeah.
So you would have to get military admin 5 and Diplo 4 to get 30 years.
Probably
14,
true.
54. It's doable. It's actually not that bad. It's actually really doable.
It's doable. Yeah, I think
like
starting Spurgeon is a really good pick. I completely forgot that Philippe was one of the preset starter leaders.
And you already started with how many subjects? You got 1, 2, 3, 4 subjects. You can release another 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, you can literally have all 8 subjects from the start date. And you can have 8 alliances easily. Like, let's see how many alliances we can go here for. We can do, let's see.
I'm curious how many Denmark... Yeah, Denmark can grab... Because obviously each time you grab an alliance, you're going to be losing... it's 10 reasons.
There you go. Look at that. You can get 8 allies easy mode. Literally, look at that.
Nice.
This is 8.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's all 3 objectives. Almost done.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Could certainly work. Oh, sorry. I think I misheard you, Ludi. You were saying, it's not tech penalty that you're wanting. So Renaissance isn't going to give them anything to help.
Oh, it's not tech penalty. It's ahead of years only. Right. then yeah, she has to spawn Renaissance in. So she would have to get an ally in the Italian peninsula, and then get that ally to offer Renaissance. So whenever Renaissance spawns in, she has to gun for that area where the Renaissance spawned in, because that nation is likely going to be the first one to accept Renaissance, to get an alliance and to maybe get that nation to give her the Renaissance.
One thing I'd like to point out here just real quick is Sweden right now willing, loyal subjects of Denmark. I don't know why I suddenly feel the need to point that out. I don't know if anyone who was recently talking smack's listening, but interesting, isn't it? How Sweden's just very happy being a loyal, subservient, lesser tier subject than Denmark. Just saying, not trying to hurt my future employment.
Swedes are lesser than Danes? Oh my god.
No, I said Sweden, the nation, is lesser than Denmark. The nation is very different. I'm not trying to damage my future employment prospects or anything, but yeah, just saying. Anyway, let's take a look at what Lady Saffron's opening moves are looking like here. We're getting the English alliance, nice. Okay, so that's going to make the early game pretty easy sailing there. Gonna go in on the wall with and the Aragonese alliance. Oh, improving relations with subjects of France. That's interesting. What's the strat there?
Oh, you can transfer the subjects from France to you. So you can literally steal all of their subjects. There's a mission. One of the early missions you can do as Burgundy, as long as
that would obviously give her the subject count very easily.
She would end up with like 9 or 10 subjects. So yeah. So you do the League of the Public Weal, and then that gives all of the subjects of France 50% Liberty Desire, and the event triggers for the League of the Public Weal, and then the King of the Franks transfers all the subjects that France has to you. They become your vassals.
Nice. Let's remind ourselves here, just so that you guys in chat can have a look, what the current challenge board we're looking at is. It's a much more conservative list, but we already have one completed, it looks like, for Chewy here. But Lady Saffron only going for 4, so even with a clean sweep, Lady Saffron will find herself behind in the final points, but still potentially doable. Still very potentially doable, but look at this. Chewy wasting absolutely no time, roaring up here into war against Novgorod. Looks like might well be going for that humiliate, because he is going for the age objectives, and the age objectives that people have been going for. Of course, that didn't occur to me. He has hold 3 thrones already, because as a Christian, that's the objective that you get in the Age of Discovery, and he's already, of course, starts with 2 junior partners. The only nation in the game, I believe, that starts with 2 personal unions. If I'm not mistaken. And so easily able to rack that up, and there it is, already a humiliate peace deal enforced on Novgorod. I honestly feel like this round might be significantly shorter than some of the previous ones, because I think our 2 players might get these done within the first 30 minutes. Honestly, it's going very well. There's the war against Gotland, wanting to expand the number of coastal provinces owned, helps with sailors, all that good stuff. Oh, Burgundy, of course, I'm an idiot. Burgundy has three person units at the game start. But I did say that Denmark was the only person that started with 2. Maybe I meant 2 specifically. Maybe I wasn't wrong. I was, but just let's pretend. Why don't we? But yeah, easy start for Chewy, doing really good stuff. As I say, managing to keep his subjects very loyal. He's actually supporting loyalists on Sweden needlessly right now. They're so loyal and subservient. But the attack into Gotland, I'm not sure that's going to work for him. But we'll see. Yeah, it's a good point, actually. Does Visby give you extra sailors? It doesn't. Okay, fair enough. You do get some privateer efficiency, though. Ooh, just driven back, but able to reinforce him with a new attack sooner than that. We'll see. We'll see. Let's take a look at how it's going for Lady Saffron. Early moves. Okay.
You have a war against Savoy over here. And this is...
Is this a... Oh no, she doesn't need to get humiliated.
Excommunication war, actually.
Oh, nice. Yeah, one you can often get early on.
Savoy almost always gets excommunicated at the beginning. But it stops really fast, so you have to hurry up with that war, because a lot of the times you might end up mid-war and the excommunication is over, so... Yeah,
it's going to be... should be pretty good there. Where can you find the previous match results? We will be sharing a leaderboard at the end showing everyone's points. For now, I can simply tell you that in the most recent round, Zloic soared out in front with a very respectable 9 points. And in the first round, we had Cleo managing to rack up 5 points, and Aldra, unfortunately, with the negative... What did it end up being? I think it was -9?
Oh my god, what? Really?
I forget. I'm not certain.
Oh god,
We'll have to
that's really
check.
bad.
We'll have to check that one.
Oh wow.
But it's coming through here. Okay. Meanwhile, over on Chewy's side, we can see that he's already got his. No, okay, sorry. I thought he was going to say he had his first objective completed, but he's actually just attacking me in the Discord here. But only -3. Sorry, that's right. Not my. It was almost. It was going to be -9 if he didn't manage to pull out one of the extra challenges. But yeah, -3. Obviously not a superb start for Aldra. But everything's still to play for here, and we can see Lady Saffron here charging in, doing pretty well, managing to fight the Savoyards on home territory, smashing them around up in the Low Countries while she's away doing it. Oh, but that's not ideal. That's not ideal. Her beautiful 555 already dead.
This is why I was saying that I wouldn't have chosen the 30 years ahead attack as Burgundy, because that guy always dies really early on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's scripted, but I kind of sometimes feel like it's scripted. It's like the leader of Aragon, which also dies really early on a lot of the times.
I mean, he starts at 49. It's pretty, EU4 times he's getting on quite a bit, but still, it's still possible. Has she grabbed the estate privileges yet? I think that might be looking like it's going to be a decisive factor potentially. Still everything to play for, but we'll see.
She has gotten the estate privileges.
Nice,
yes. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I mean that's certainly going to help. The other thing is that
she
of course
doesn't have advisors though, which is a big shock.
Okay, bit worried about the financials, I guess, but that does seem
shouldn't be a priority.
risky.
The financials, because financials she can have up to 7,000 ducats, so that's going to be the whole run.
Yeah,
she literally can,
very focused on the Savoyard War early, I guess, which makes sense. But yeah, that seems like potentially a little bit of a misstep, but we'll see. We'll see. Meanwhile, Chewy, having succeeded in his war against Novgorod then immediately getting yoinked by Muscovy to no one's great surprise, and now preparing a war against Riga. Yeah, just grabbing more coastal land to crank those sailor numbers. I wouldn't be surprised. Gotland War successful. Nice.
I'm surprised she's not improving relations with the subject of France. That would be the first thing you would do as Burgundy to get the public wheel event, the mission done.
She is, right? She needs the diplomat for some other stuff, I guess. I think she's planning on calling Austrian maybe against France. Could be the play.
I guess.
But we'll see. We'll see. Come on, Scav, score some heckin' goals. Oh, yeah. Let's see what Chewy's up to at the moment. Just getting things sorted, not having too many issues. Obviously, the straight crossing is already done. The 3 world ports, I mean, he's obviously already got control, if I can make my map modes key work. There we go. He's already got control of 3 natural harbors. Only 2 merchants, though. So he is presumably hoping to take trade ideas. But that's going to take a little while, because it does, obviously, we're playing speed 3, speed 4. It does take a little while to get national ideas unlocked. Shouldn't be too tricky for him, though. I wonder if he and he probably does, obviously. Good player, Chewy, but as are all the people we have playing this evening. But I wonder if he remembers that he needs 3 merchants in order to get that third one. We'll see. We'll see. He could also try and get a merchant from a Russian trade company. That's a great point. Great point being made in chat. Unfortunately, given that because of course it's Eastern Europe, and Eastern Europe is a different subcontinent, meaning you're allowed to make trade companies there. But Muscovy having grabbed that land off Novgorod would be a little bit annoying to try and make that work. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Yeah. Pretty. I mean, here's a question. Does Chewy need to declare any more wars? Because I'm not sure he does. Right?
He does. He needs to get the extra merchant. He cannot get it via the ideas because it would take way too long, in my opinion. unless
Do you
he
think?
speed 5s it or something. So I don't know how
Spied
he's gonna
thieves.
Spied thieves. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Let's rebrand right now.
He did take Diplotech, so it looks like he agrees with you. Otherwise, he'd be banking his Diplo points to be able to afford the ideas. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
So he would have to trade company either Novgorod or something. That would be the only way he could get the extra merchant. Or he could get the monument. There's a monument that offers 1 extra merchant.
True. Where's the monument?
There's a couple of them. Well, the closest would be the Krakow one. The +1 merchants in Krakow Cloth Hole. And he could do that in 1 war after the Poles take the Teutonic lands.
True. Be a kind of needlessly tough war, though, because I agree. I think maybe a trade company would be an easier path.
Trade company would be the easier path for sure, yeah. By far the easiest
White
path.
Sea? War against Muscovy?
It doesn't have to be a strong one. It can just be any.
Exactly.
The White Sea would be the easiest for sure, because it's like you just take a few weak provinces. So
5 provinces all in,
Exactly,
not that much dev. Doable.
You just need 50% of the trade power, so not much.
And he's got lots of money, so he can upgrade the centers of trade. He can add the buildings and
Exactly, yeah.
You don't need any tech to unlock trade company investments, so you can instantly crank out the +4 trade per province and so on and so on. Exactly. It's a great point from chat. Let's take a look at the challenges that are currently active for each of our players. We've got 4 left to complete for each of our players here, as you can see. Chewy going for 4 age objectives, which is realistically going to be deving up his capital, because he's already got the 2 personal unions and the humiliate rival. It's going to be deving up his capital and probably controlling centers of trade, either that or embracing the Renaissance. Neither that difficult. I don't really see Chewy pushing to Asia or Africa to get present on 2 continents. I don't see him discovering America in this time frame. He could do it, but I don't really see it. And then, of course, 3 world ports, needs that extra merchant, needs some cash, and 20 war exhaustion. Yeah, I mean, you declare war on someone you have a truce with, who you have a military access. You do that twice, or you just break more truces, and you're good. You can crank that up pretty darn quick. And then over on Lady Saffron's side, and let's take a look over at how things are going on that side. We'll do the old double switch. 8 subjects, not that difficult. She's going to be able to grab some more down here. 30 years ahead of time, trickier, especially now that she's died.
I don't think she needs to even bother for subject wars, because she has the subject. She can just release what is it?
Yes.
Arsenal, whatever it's called. I forgot the names.
Possibly.
The northern south, the Belgian parts. I know.
But to annex a subject, she almost
whatever.
certainly. Well, Nevers, I guess, would be the adjunct subject. I was thinking that she wouldn't be able to do personal unions because of the 50-year cooldown, but Nevers would be the subject to integrate here.
Yeah.
Nevers,
that would be fairly easy. I think show of strength would be the main thing she should do now. Like, literally just do show of strength to get the extra admin and get advisors. I really still don't know why no advisors. That's a big shock. Also, Charles is now in charge, so
yeah.
Oof.
He could have a.
Charles
with no heir. Charles with no heir means that the Burgundian inheritance is eligible with fire right now. Yeah. And it's only it's a 10-year MTTH, I believe. Yeah. Multiplied up if you have no legal heir, so it's or multiplied down rather. So it's not unlikely to fire.
Yeah.
We'll see. That would certainly put a wrench in the plans, but...
Actually, I would say that if it fires, it's probably better for her now. Since she has a 204 Charles, right? But if it fires, and she can always choose to go independent, right? And fight off the Austrians and the French. That's an option. And maybe she can get a better leader when she does that.
Yeah, it's possible. But, I mean, risky for a lady who said she wanted to try and do the easy start. I think fighting Austria, obviously not undoable at all, as we've said previously, but certainly not the most trivial of beginnings.
Definitely,
to make things work, but we'll see. Okay, we do have a new war out of Chewy. Let's take a look here. Going against the Crusader states up here in the Baltic. Not too surprising. Classic early war for Denmark. And obviously we've seen a couple of our players go after these two so far. So why declare this war? Well, these are in Eastern Europe. So if he were to make a trade company out of Riga, Memel, Königsberg, and Danzig, that would probably give him the Baltic Trade Company, because there's only one other entry port in that area. But we'll see. We'll see.
Or he could do the switcheroo, and he could change his capital to the Eastern European subcontinent. And
True.
then he could trade company Denmark.
Yeah, it's a bit harder though. I mean, he certainly doesn't currently control 50% of the land trade in Denmark. Much more. But Eastern Baltic. I never actually tried that. It hasn't occurred to me that Denmark is able to trade company like the Eastern Baltic states. Yeah, it'll be. Oh, Denmark. Yeah. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, he could trade company the Teutonic lands, for example. Because that's in the Baltic, right?
Yes,
and that's
exactly.
Usually enough. The Teutonic is enough to make a 50% trade company, so you could get the rest from it.
Hasn't full called the Teutons, so not sure that's what the play is here, but we'll see. We'll see. Certainly, everything's still to play for, and troops going around via land. So you got military access. He does have military access through Muscovy, so it's going to be really easy to charge in there. Nice. Should be a pretty easy war. Although, I don't know, if the Teutons came up and joined up, doesn't have a huge army. Ooh, and taking that crossing penalty. Yikes. Chewy sent hacking.
No.
Whose troops going home? Ouch.
It's no bueno.
Oh, yes, and great spot from chat. That is an oof. England is supporting Sweden's independence.
That is really no bueno.
That is not great. See, you start with a set of 5 challenges, you think it's going to be easy, but this game comes at you fast. Everything can change in an instant. Meanwhile, what's up over here?
I assume this was a show of strength war, but it's an excommunication war. So, I have no idea. I'm guessing she wants to take the lands to connect the north and the south land.
I suppose. Yeah, makes sense. It's just to make it a bit easier, getting a bit more provinces, getting a bit more income, funding those advisors. Tell me she has advisors.
No advisors.
Not sure about that one, Chief. That's going to make the ahead of time quite a bit more challenging.
That's going to make it very challenging, yeah. And no show of strength either.
Yeah.
And conquest wars when you don't need to conquer for the challenges anything, so weird.
Yeah, unifying the land, I mean, it just feels unpleasant being cut in half at the start. But yeah, I mean, if you're trying to fully min-max in terms of grabbing only what's strictly needed, I mean, that is kind of how you need to be playing here. But I mean, she was thinking of herself as a more normal player amongst giants. I'm sure that's not entirely true. But at the beginning, but fair enough. Taking it kind of slow, taking it easier. She's still got a really long time to be completing just 4 challenges. We're
of course.
Only 33% of the way through the time. Yeah,
more.
Yeah, lots of time now. Definitely not over yet. What's the? Yeah, I mean, I can't see a way that she doesn't Diplo annex, that she doesn't get 8 alliances, that she doesn't have 8 subjects. So it's really just going to come down to the 30 years ahead of time. And of course, as we've talked about, advisors, that is a great chat comment. I love that. Advisors imply that she needs advice. And how dare we imply such a thing?
Exactly, yeah.
Conquering the land to be able to release 8. It's possible, but she can do that to start with. As long as she does it at the end.
She can release from day 1 8 vassals, because she can release Picardy, Champagne, Hainaut, and Luxembourg. So that's literally 8 vassals with the ones that she starts with. So
can she release Champagne?
Yeah, she already has Champagne. She took the land from Nevers and released Champagne. That's a pretty.
Oh, if you take the land from Nevers, not right at the start. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because then of course you get the cores that you can take from France. Mm-hmm. Right, I see what you mean. After the annexation of Nevers. Understood.
No. She already has Champagne. If you look at the screen, it's if you switch over to mine for a second.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at my screen rather than at hers. Yes, understood.
Right. Yeah. I think the way that you do it is Nevers starts with 2 provinces, right? And you take the Rethelois province and you release Champagne from Rethelois, so you can feed Champagne the northern French bits.
And yeah, chat has a totally fair question, which is it 8 subjects or is it 8 vassals? It is subjects. We might have been saying vassals just then, just because that's the easiest subject type to add at this point. But yes, it is 8 subjects. So her 3 starting PUs absolutely count, as does her starting vassal. And so it is very much including them. So
she's getting a request for support independence from Armagnac and Foix. That is easy mode destruction of France right there.
Yeah, definitely going to make life easier there, and the ability to call in Austria and Aragon. Look at that. Look at that.
That's a very easy war.
That is lovely. That is absolutely lovely. 81,000. I mean, France, God, still managing to call in a lot of people against her, but with the Liberty Desire on the subjects mean they're going to stay still. Looks like Lady Saffron's going to be in for a good time, crushing her way through and yoinking all of France. But why? I suppose one question is why War Paris here, right? I mean, I suppose just taking more subjects while staying stable rather than making subjects a nation ruin play at the end.
Conquest war. That's a good question. Why though? Huh.
I suppose she's going to. My suspicion is she's going to steal subjects, so that she can have a stable nation.
She doesn't need to though. She literally can take the subjects from France, from the mission. Literally click a button. That's it. Doesn't even need to.
True. Chewy also having a few troubles. Let's head over to his perspective.
I mean, she does need to have Paris, to be fair. So I guess maybe that's why.
Do you think Chewy has noticed that he's not leading the siege? Because I suspect he's not. Muscovy has yoinked in here and is causing some problems. But we'll see. We'll see. And yes, highest sales in the known world. V for victory, Venice, causing some problems. Oh, it was a misclick. She was on Reconquest for Troyes earlier. Oh, I hope that's wrong. But both players, set themselves some fairly attainable goals. But as I've said before, anything can happen. Anything can happen in this challenge. It's still can
Venice
be tricky.
Is kicking sailors over there. Oh my lord.
Quite a lot of them. Indeed. It's going to be tricky to overtop.
What could he do then to increase the sailors? What do you think, Mike?
Well, he could stop using his fleet is one thing, but his maximum is only 9,000. He's over his cap. But
he could also exploit development. That gives you sailors, right? And it goes over.
Yes,
cap,
it's not many. Exploiting development is such a. I mean, it's a bit of a.
Yeah, I mean, it's based off of the amount of development that you have. So you could, for example, concentrate a lot of development in your capital and exploit sailors once you get like 1K sailors.
Yes, it's true. Right now he could exploit. Oh yeah, but his production, he'd have to dev production in a lot of his provinces, and he has actually already exploited development. Oh, okay, so he actually made the play and failed already on sailors. He can keep going, but he, I suppose he is just intending to stay above his cap, not use sailors, and then exploit after the cooldown, but that's not for another 15, 16 years.
Right. He could also, do the trade company. He can get the trade company building.
Oh, true.
Done. Yeah.
And yes, Sweden is loyal again right now.
Hey,
and yeah,
Sweden.
Trade company exploit dev. You don't need dip. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And there is the win against the Livonians. Unfortunate that yoinking the whole lot. Obviously, coastal provinces producing sailors with production development that can be exploited. With the both the trade centers, he did manage to get both the trade centers. With enough money, he would be able to probably get, with the level 2s down in the Teutons, I doubt he'd be able to get the trade company just off those 2. But we'll see. I mean, this is going to be, it looks like it's going to come down to the wire a lot more than we were potentially thinking. I mean, we counted our chickens just the same way that we've been saying the players have got to not do so early on. Yeah, and there's the Swedish Liberty Desire very much back. He took a mission that gave him historical rival with Sweden, and it really feels like that might have been an error. But we'll see. We'll see. Not sure. I'm not sure. It's going to be tricky. It's definitely going to be tricky. Yeah, Sweden Sweden does a little tomfoolery. Absolutely, chat. It's well put. There's a trade, give sailors a manpower. That's true. That's true. Getting those natural, once he's got those natural harbors upgraded, they should help. But we'll see. We'll
he
see.
needs to have 3 centers of trade as well, right? So he's going to get that done as well, of course. That will be.
Yeah,
he needs more
get those
coastal
world
provinces, though. He definitely needs more coastal provinces. So
yeah, the war with Livonia not going as well as it could have done is bad, because once Muscovy gets in there and yoinks those 2 provinces, one of which is Pernov, obviously a little bit higher up on the dirt.
I would, if I was him, seize the province from the Norwegians. Well, you cannot because it's a few. Never mind. I would make the Norwegians get claim in Scotland. So set Scotland as your vital interest, and then after wait for the Norwegians to get claims on Scotland, attack Scotland, get the coastline of Scotland, get the coastline of England afterwards. There you get a ton of sailors from that.
Yeah, could do, definitely. What I'd love to see, of course, is like the meme naval ideas play.
I don't think we're going to get any ideas in this run.
No, I know.
Both of them. I doubt we're going to get any idea groups.
There isn't time, and Chewy's not conserving the admin that would be needed to grab it anyway. But we'll see. I really feel like, I mean, let's take a look. What is Lady Saffron's tech situation and points here?
Let's check here. We have Tech 3, Tech 4, Tech 4. Almost about to get Tech 5, actually. There you go. We got Tech 5 now. So we are 9 years ahead of Tech so far.
Okay. Very close.
Not bad.
Very
Not bad
close.
At all. Yeah.
It's going to be tricky to improve, though, because you need to remain consistent across the board. Because obviously every year that ticks, you're losing 3 years, which sounds like you just need to get 3 years ahead to keep up, but it's 3 years, evenly spread, meaning if you've been spending a lot of mill points on stuff, and it's going to be trickier. War looks like it's going pretty well, though. Obviously, put herself in a very, very strong position to stomp over France at this point. But we'll see. Just pointing out, you get half of your sailors when you delete ships. Is that right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I was not familiar.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. You can get some more sailors,
but it won't help him.
Ships.
It won't help him because you can't exceed your maximum sailors using that. Meaning that if he disbanded all his ships right now, he'd get none at all. So we'll see. It's going to be close. It's going to be a close one. I mean, let's get the challenges up here. I honestly see a world where we get both with negative points. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I think
I think they both will get all of their objectives. I mean, they're fairly easy objectives as well. Like Lady Saffron literally starts with all of those objectives except one. So if she literally didn't do nothing, if she literally could have just sat there, done nothing, not even touched the keyboard, just release the vassals, get the allies, and then tech up after a few years. That's it. She would have gotten the objectives. Same for Chewy.
I mean,
for Chewy, the tough bit is the war exhaustion and the sailors, but it's not impossible,
Yeah. I think sailors is one of those ones that we're learning, basically, is very hard to move the needle. You start as Venice, yes, okay. You put yourself in a much better position. Because you can crank out, you basically start with that objective. But if you don't, it's quite challenging to be able to rapidly gain all of these numbers of coastal provinces that you need to be able to crank that out. I mean, there aren't many nations in a position to kind of really rapidly gain that much in the kind of limited time frame that we have available. The diplomatic vassal is obviously, that's a lock. The thing about I should mention this also for chat, the thing about the subscriber suggestions, which you should, by the way, all make if you are lucky enough to be subscribed to the channel. And if you're not, you should help support future content like this. And you should also follow so that you know next time we go live some more awesome EU4 or other Paradox related competitive content. But the subscriber suggestions are intended to be wild cards. So sometimes they'll be quite easy, sometimes they'll be really difficult, and they'll just throw a spanner in the works. They'll keep our players on their toes. That's the idea. But let's see over on Chewy here. What is the maneuver now? Because he finds himself annexing Holstein. That's an extra coastal province. It's a few more sailors. The real coup would be Venice losing some ships, right, and needing to replenish.
Venice losing to the Ottomans, that would save him big time. He wouldn't even need to do these wars.
But it would be, I mean, he'd be lucky. Venice not starting rival to the Ottomans. That's unlucky.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be, it's not out of the question, obviously. The Knights are in Venice's trade league as normal. So may well see an Ottoman war with Venice via that avenue. Ottomans, no claim on the Knights right now, but obviously they got their claim on Crete up. So
I mean,
could happen.
They can attack Albania if Venice is still proclaimed guaranteeing them. So that's normally how the war happens between the Venetians and the Turks.
Yeah. Chewy needs to find himself, right now, to beat Venice, he needs to find himself another 7,000 sailors. Maybe 6,500, which is it's an ask. It's an ask. Something that we've seen from Chewy, and maybe I missed this on other players, but actually he's in his golden era. I don't think I noticed other people doing that quite so quickly, but that's cool.
I even mentioned a few times in the previous runs why are people not getting their golden era, man.
But yeah, that's definitely a good play. Definitely a good play.
I think this is a very common thing in the EU4 community. Everybody's like, I'll wait, I'll get the golden era later. And then 100% those people are the same people that stopped playing the game in the 1550s and never take the golden era, man. I'm telling you. It's a conspiracy,
that's why you got to
bros.
play... That's why you got to play the Ottoman, so you can have 2 golden eras. And,
I mean, multiple nations
can
have the 2 golden eras now, not just the Ottomans.
Oh yeah, I haven't played the other ones, but who else has that option?
Who doesn't? Poland, was it France or something? Castile, so many.
Nice.
Most of the new mission trees from like Lions of the North and Domination offer a second.
Emperor China as well.
Yeah, China too.
Finland. I'm not sure I believe you about Finland. That seems unlikely. Is that true though? I mean, it could be. Lions of the North could have added it.
I'm not sure about the Finnish mission tree, to be honest with you.
Yes, it's next week, same time will be the case for our. It's starting at 1800 Central Eastern Summertime next Monday for round 2. But for now, we're still in this round, and Chewy is paying his army. So I'm very curious as to what he's trying to do with it. But we'll see. We'll see. Take a look over on this ongoing war over here. How is this going? We've got the French peace. What was taken in the French peace? I missed it. Oh no, sorry, we don't have the French. I keep looking at my screen.
They're still at war.
Sorry, I keep looking at my screen. I apologize, chat. We've been at this for 4 hours now, so bear with me. But yeah, the peace ongoing. And there's Renaissance for Embraceable for Chewy now. It's going to be able to get him his next Age of Discovery objective completed, even if he's not able to get it through Sensitive Trade, which he should be able to. But pretty heavy loan taking from Saffron going on. I fear for the financial future of Burgundy right now.
I think Burgundy's fine. Don't worry about it. Financially, Burgundy can take an extra 25 more loans. So we're fine. More than fine for this run, at least.
25, it's quite a few. Yeah.
12 loans in, can take 25 more. Tech-wise, we are now 6 years ahead of tech. Oh, that is a problem. Oh, no. That objective is done. You cannot get that one anymore. Here's why.
It's going to be very difficult.
It's going to be 18 years if she takes all 3 techs now, but she doesn't have enough to take the first 2 techs for the next 11 years. So she would need to get the 30 years ahead of time, 35 years. Yeah, she's not going to get that. Nope.
Yeah, that'll be extremely difficult. That'll be extremely challenging.
It's literally impossible now.
It was really the monarch death. The monarch death early.
Not just the monarch death. It's the lack of advisors in the first place. And if you want to go for this, you would go for level 5 advisors. You know? And you wouldn't go for useless wars against France and so on. Literally no point for this. Unless it was a humiliation war to get a show of strength, which is not. So.
But come on, stomping all over France in EU4.
It's fun. It's fun.
Sometimes you have to live life.
Are we winning wars here, or what are we? Are we winning competitions, or what are we doing here?
Yeah. You have a point. But, okay, so the peace deal plan here is yoinking Bordeaux and taking Paris. Why take Paris? I'm very curious about this, but we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be certainly gonna be an interesting peace deal. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. Let's get the challenges up here to remind ourselves what we're trying to play here. Why win the competition when you can blow up your country? I mean, yeah, apparently. But there's the Renaissance I think I just spotted.
Yeah.
It's going to help with tech. It's going to help with tech costs, obviously. But yeah,
Definitely.
there need to be some advisors.
Let's check with the Renaissance how many she would need. So she could get this by 66, and that would be how many years ahead of tech? 6 years, but by then it would be 2 years. Oh god, she would need tech 6 by 62. She cannot get that.
Yeah, it's going to be
literally
very difficult.
impossible.
She just you know, there's events that can fire on mean time to happen. She could get
the 200 of admin 200.
The reformers.
Yes.
Yeah. She needs to appoint the right advisors for that.
But she needs any advisors first. And she needs the trader and the inflation guy. Oh.
Does she have the?
She has an inflation and a trader. She could literally get these two. Oh my god!
Come on! It could happen. It could happen.
They're there. Click.
Yeah.
Oh my god! She has both of them. How lucky is that?
I mean, to be fair, that's pretty niche knowledge. For chat, for those of you that don't know, which I am sure is a fair number of you, there's an event that can fire called Radical Reforms. Chewy actually already had it fire this game. If you have a Master of the Mint and a trade efficiency, trader advisor, then you can have an event that gives you either 5 mercantilism minus 1 stability, or minus 2, or you can get 100 of each of those Diplo powers, or you can get 200 of both if you fire both advisors through the event, which is obviously a pretty massive Monarch Point haul. That's it's more than humiliating your and doing show strength and doing a whole war against your rival just to show strength. But that's
not happening. That's not happening.
It's going to be tricky. It would certainly be a turn up for the books. Does she have the subjects now? With the
let's see,
yoinked off France? Oh no, it looks like she just fed
she
land
does
to
not.
the subjects.
No. She does not. No. She will get them. She's probably trying to get them from the King of the Franks mission. She just has to core up Paris and have an army bigger than France. So just recruit 8 more units. Literally one mercenary company.
Yeah, definitely doable. Oh gosh, and now if we go back over to Chewy's perspective, it looks like Norway's getting a little angsty. I think he keeps going with the negative options on these events, and it's causing him so much of a headache with these guys. But Chewy, you need to be faster. We need you to be faster. We'll see. He did go there, and there we go. Got the integrating Holstein, getting some extra points out of that. But he needs to be trying to rush for the merchant, right? I mean, how does he get the merchant? I suppose he can. Okay, he's gonna get war with. Oh, Chewy finding himself in a difficult position. All right, I'm calling it. I think Chewy is not going to get the Centers of Trade because I think he wants to get the merchant by attacking the Teutons, and the Teutons are allied to Muscovy. So I think that's going to be a problem.
No, he can still get that. He can literally, if worse comes to worse, he can literally change his capital. He's got 200 admin points. There you go. He's got 256 now. So he can change his capital and he can TC the original provinces, and he can just get the merchant then. Yeah,
but if he's doing that, I don't know. If he's doing that, has he got the money for? Well, yeah, no. He can just loan up the money for the things. That should be fine for the actual Centers of Trade. But
he could also get the 4 objectives easily. He can just take Iceland from the Norwegians, or he can.
Well, you can't seize land from subjects.
No, you cannot from subjects. No, you can.
I mean, from PUs. Sorry.
From PUs. There you go. He's got it. 5 Centers of Trade. He got it. That's one more objective. We can write that down.
Nice. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's up to 4 age objective. Giving him that. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be tricky. Yeah, it's a very. I mean, the problem is we're sitting here, right, and we're talking about different things they could do. We definitely recognize the fact that it's way easier for us to come up with stuff while we're just sitting here looking. But we'll see. I think Lubeck would give enough trade power for the merchant if you upgraded both of the entry ports and you bought in both of the, well, all three, because he's got Holstein as well. That's another level 2 center of trade. Oh, I didn't know that actually. Holstein, yeah, of course. Holstein is center of trade. So if he has Holstein as well, and he has the buildings there, so we'll see. We'll see. Let's take a look at the scores on the doors. Getting there. Lady Saffron now having completed her first objective, having those 8 subjects. Very nice. Very nice.
Yay.
And getting that on the board. Always good to have at least some points on the board.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, you're always the like, they can do it. I feel like I've been the negative one today, but I think we genuinely might have both players walk away with negative.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're all going to do it. It's very easy to do these. They've got 16 minutes left. There's a lot of time.
16 minutes is a lot of time. I don't want to not have a faith in our glorious players. It's definitely doable. But I feel like the way things have been going so far, it's gonna be tricky. I don't think Chewy can get the sailors. The sailors are his hardest one right now.
Sailors, but what is he going to do about the war exhaustion and the ports, though? He should have a war either for the war exhaustion or to get the extra provinces.
Yeah, he'll definitely get the war exhaustion. And Saffron, I think she can get the alliances. I believe in her to get the alliances. But,
yeah, literally.
Yeah. How would they get negative points? It's a great question. Let me explain just very briefly for those of you who have joined us how the system works. So they've drafted these challenges and they can pick however many they want between 1 and 10. And for everyone they complete, they get 1 point. For everyone they fail to complete, they get -2. And the person with more points, not more challenges, but more points at the end, gets an additional +2. So right now, let's say, just hypothetically, we see Chewy complete war exhaustion and world ports, right? That would put him at, and he wins. That would put him at 4 points because he'd have 4 completed, -2 from the 1 he didn't complete, +2 for winning 4 points. Lady Saffron, I think she's going to get Diplomatics Battle. I think she's going to get 8 alliances. That would put her at 3, -2 for not getting 30 years ahead of time, because that seems like a very challenging one now. The thing about 30 years ahead of time is it's not very hard. It's not very hard from the start, but if you don't do things precisely right, and as I've said, our players have so much else on their mind as they're going, and if you don't do it precisely right for basically the tech wave, it's then very, very difficult because you have so much else you want to be spending your points on, and the only way you can realistically get it done is by not spending your points on anything else. But we'll see. Chewy finds himself called into 2 wars by Poland right now. Not the ideal situation, especially because I suspect he was wanting to use Poland against the Teutons. And there go the Teutons, now spun out into Danzig, allied to his ally Poland. Definitely not going to be taking the trade ports in the Eastern Baltic, it looks like, for now. But if he TCs Denmark, it's easily a merchant. It is, but I don't think it's going to occur to him because, as I said, it's easy for us to think of stuff in these situations, but it's much more challenging when you're actually kind of in the game. You're trying to deal with all kinds of other stuff. We'll see. He could declare war on Danzig, but he would. Oh no, that's a great point actually. Chewy could totally. Let's go back to Chewy's perspective here. Chewy could totally declare war on Danzig right now because he's in a war with Poland, which means they would not be allowed to ally to honor the call. That would certainly be a play. That would certainly be quite the play. Problem would be, of course, if Poland ends its other wars, it could then late honor the call. But we'll see. And he took maritime ideas. Look at that. Not something you often see. The force limit modifier of plus 50% from the next idea would give him enough.
He was. Oh my god. He could have just gotten the merchant. Oh dear.
He could get the merchant, but I mean, the merchant gets him 1 point that he might be able to get another way, whereas he is not going to be able to get the sailors without this, I think.
That's fair.
Because if he, with this idea group, he can delete his navy, because this raises his cap by 50. And let's take a look. Yeah, Venice is up to 17.6 thousand sailors now. He needs another, it's still another 7,000 and a bit to be able to get up there. It's going to be tough. But maritime ideas, this hurts me to my soul. I know it's useful sometimes in multiplayer, but this, as a mostly single player, this is I don't like to see it. Let's just leave it at that. He could cancel the idea. Oh, that's a great point, man. He won't have the Diplo.
A lot of the Diplo. He wouldn't have enough to get the merchant.
Yeah, you only get 10% of it back, so it wouldn't be enough to get it. But Maritime's decent in single player. Look, even if it's true, I just can't stand it. I can't stand by it. I don't believe you.
Pointless having a fleet in single player. Like, really.
I don't know. Incompetent administrator. Yeah, I mean, he's in a difficult place. I think the game's insulting him. The incompetent administrator event is firing, but let's take a look at Lady Saffron. Talk to me here. What are the odds of getting the alliances in time?
I mean, let's see. We have now 2 alliances. Okay, what?
And the problem is with this many subjects, I think you have to do the alliances. Well, you don't have to, but it's much easier to do the alliances first. But
I mean, she literally can just send 8 alliances. Everybody wants to ally her, right? And then cancel the alliances. It's not like she has to keep the alliances for the whole game, so.
Can you offer 2 alliances on the same day?
If you have the diplomats, I think so. No, it's 1 per day. 1 per day.
1 per day, right. So the problem is that she currently has, what, 8 diplomatic relations? Which means she'd have minus,
she's got,
by the time she'd made 7 alliances.
Diplo relations, but it's not like it's any so sort
that's
of
minus,
loss or anything.
That's, well, for every point over the Diplo relations limit. Oh, but she can handle 10. Okay. Yeah. So that makes it easier. But because for every point over the Diplo relations limit, that's minus 10 to accept relations, like alliances and marriages, I believe. So by the time she got to trying to get the 8th alliance,
I don't even know why she's keeping
70.
the subjects now, though, because like she doesn't necessarily need the subjects anymore. Now she's done the objective.
True. That would be one option. But we'll see. I mean, it's gonna be a close run thing. Tell me Chewy's focused on Diplo power. Yeah, but he's got a level 1 advisor. I guess he's still trying to save money so that he can afford the
Lady Saffron's gonna finish with 100% because she's gonna do the objectives except that one objective with the years ahead of time. That one's impossible.
I think you're right. Now that she's stabilized the situation sometimes, I think she is gonna manage that. Which will be good because this was a good display. You know, I agree. There wasn't necessarily the kind of ruthless focus on the objectives that we might like to see, but stomping all over France, come on. I mean, you love to see it. It deserves a point on the board. But I think, can the annexation finish in time is a valid question. She's annexing Champagne. I feel like she needs to seize land off Champagne to accelerate the speed of the annexation. She doesn't have the prestige to buy down their Liberty
Wait, why
Desire.
is she annexing Champagne? I just realized she's annexing Champagne. What?
She should be annexing Nevers. Yeah, should definitely be annexing Nevers. Does she have the relations with Nevers though? Because she got the relations with Champagne by giving them the land back.
Not anymore, no.
Gave a huge bonus there, but I don't know. It's going to be
She's
a
got
close
100 relations with Nevers, so.
Oof. Yeah. It's not might not be in time with only 9 minutes left. But I mean, she's not. Nothing else she needs to do requires pausing between now and then. But yeah, the quick. I don't know if you saw that on stream. That was a relatable little kind of opening up a window you don't like, and then describing a real quick couple of circles with your cursor. That's the oh god, I don't like what I'm seeing on the text screen window. I like that.
She could always seize lands from Champagne, and she could always concentrate dev. She can concentrate 11 dev. She can literally annex the whole country in 1 day if she just concentrates and seizes land the same day. Oh my god.
That would be nice. That would be nice. I must confess,
what she needs to do.
I confess that would never occur to me.
That would go over 100% annex percentage. Right now it will go. Literally all she needs
concentrating
to
the dev is definitely the play. I mean that would literally never occur to me.
Not just concentrating. Seize the province of Namur, which is 15 dev. And concentrate the other 3 in the same state of Rethalois. So that's it. The same state of Champagne. So that's it. You can annex. Fully.
Yeah, it could definitely work. I mean, I think... And is Chewy... So what about Chewy with the sailors? Is he going to get enough? Yes, okay, he can afford the idea.
He will get it.
Right now. Which puts him at...
He can do it.
Do we believe? You
I
clearly believe. Do I believe?
You
Not
believe too.
certain. Let's see. So he's got now he's got a 15,000 sailor cap.
Ooh.
He's trying to beat Venice with 18,000. So it's still gonna be really close. Whether he's able.
Delete the fleet. Delete the fleet. Delete the fleet.
Let me check. How much would that get him?
Delete
He's
it
got his
now.
fleet out at sea still. Don't do that. He can only get 1,200 from the fleet. He can't get far enough ahead in
delete the fleet
time.
now because it's gonna go up to maximum for the sailors, and everything else he gets after from exploiting dev can get above it.
Yeah.
But he has to delete the fleet now.
Let's just delete it in the next, well, he's only getting about 1.6 thousand a year, which is not amazing. Well, it's less than that. It's 1.5 thousand a year he's getting, and he can exploit dev on his new provinces, but that's only going to give him a total of like 1,000. He needs to be almost exactly 1,000 over his dev. He needs to dev his provinces that he is currently able to exploit. Because he hasn't got time for 5 years, not in 6 minutes. So he needs to dev the provinces he's able to exploit such that exploiting them gives him a larger quantity. Or is the amount given by exploiting based on existing dev, right? Or is it based on the sailor multiplier in the province? Actually, I don't know. I so rarely exploit.
It's based on the dev.
Okay. So yeah, he needs to dev up Navarre, Holstein, Goldingen, the provinces that he wasn't able to exploit before.
He needs to delete that fleet now because he's reaching the cap already with the sailors.
Yeah, he's still got another 2,500, but it's going to be close. It's going to be really close. It's based on the dev that multiply also apply. Great to know, Corbett. Thank you. Great to know. It's going to be a close run thing. It's going to be a very close run thing.
Urbanization, always a good event.
He needs to promote his Diplo advisor so he has more points to dev. Is the other thing. He's pausing and messing with policies. This ain't it, Chief. This ain't it. It's 60 months of the province's sailor income. Thank you. I appreciate it. I so rarely exploit dev. I'm not really familiar with it. I mean, it's the same as concentrate development. I think of both of those as like, that really new mechanic that I haven't started using yet. But then it's been there for years. But I don't know. 5 minutes. Burgers have a privilege for 15% sailors. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Can we switch over to Lady Saffron?
Yeah.
It's game over.
What? No way!
Gotta explain.
What happened? What?
Did not get the alliances. Did not integrate.
Oh my god. That is unthinkable. So that was what, the Burgundian inheritance event? And she picked the wrong option?
She chose to be a part of it.
Oh my god. That's so unfortunate. Oh my god.
Oh god.
That's pretty bad. And somehow she only gets as few points as Aldra. Oh my goodness me.
So at least she did one objective, right?
Oh, hang on. She's saying that she did annex some vassals. Which vassals did she annex? Maybe she annexed Champagne just before? I didn't see.
Okay.
Or does she mean that she annexed vassals by taking provinces from a vassal such that they stopped existing?
No, it was the event when you choose to be a part of France, or when the event happens.
Oh, yeah!
The event
it makes you inherit them, and then France inherits you. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Nice.
True.
Yeah, give the point. Give the point. That's awesome. I can't believe that the button to destroy her game also completed a challenge. That's awesome.
Oh god.
All right, we can talk more about this, but let's get eyes back on Chewy for his last few minutes. But that is absolutely hilarious. I love that. I absolutely love that. I can't believe that she's good. So that's -2 points will be the score for Lady Saffron, but that's funny. And she can't. Okay, well, no. I mean, she can technically restart to get the alliances because you're allowed to start again from 1444. But in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, there's almost no chance.
Yeah.
But she could try. if she wants to. If she wants to. It's not Diplo Annex on the or well, let me see what was the clarifying. Is inheriting Diplo annexing? I believe I specifically said that that inheriting does count. I think I said it had to be peacefully. Let me just check my notes on that subject. It was Diplo Annex. Okay, well, so then. To me, there's a point of contention, and we can have chat vote on this.
I think that's a good idea. Make a poll and let chat decide.
And let me put the case for yes, and then we can have Ludi put the case for no. Because I think a Diplo annexation could be thought of. Oh, sorry, but before we ignore this, Chewy has just accomplished the most sailors in the world. Let's go.
Yay.
Well done. Well done. And now with 1 minute left, can he get the merchant? No, I think. How? Oh, by moving over. It's possible. Mm-hmm. It's still possible. Exactly. Ludi, there's the code. Get into a new game. She can still get the alliances.
Yeah,
we got 1 minute and 30 seconds. Go. You focus on that. I'll talk. It's still really, possible. Really it's through an event, which is true. I'm just gonna tell we're joining. It's going to be possible. It's going to be possible. So Diplo Annex. Here's the case each way. On the one hand, Diplo Annex is almost always used to mean you annex them through the diplomatic interaction. But on the other hand, you could view Diplo Annex as the difference between a diplomatic annexation or an aggressive annexation. An aggressive annexation would just be like conquering the province. But we'll see. And the vote comes in 94% yes. 94% yes. Chat has voted overwhelmingly that Lady Saffron deserves the point for that beautiful, beautiful cock up. I respect it. With 30 seconds left, though, can she get the alliances in time?
I mean,
let's see.
Okay.
Chewy is... Come on, 20 seconds, please. I'm rooting so hard for this.
2, 3, 4, 5,
10 seconds.
6.
No way.
7, 8.
I can't believe it. That's amazing. She's just doing more and more. Let's go. GG. That's time in the final 10 seconds. I'm pausing it. I'm bringing up the scores. Oh my God. That is insane. That is truly insane. In the final seconds of the game, Saffron comes through to get the extras. Did Chewy manage to get to 20 war exhaustion? He didn't, meaning that despite having an end game screen, Lady Saffron wins the round. Because she receives 3 points for her 3 completed challenges. -2 down to 1 point. On the other hand, Chewy receives 3 points for his 3 completed challenges, -4 for his 2 uncompleted challenges. Just confirming he definitely didn't get all 3. No, because he doesn't have the merchant. The merchant is the downfall, meaning that Chewy ends on -1 to Lady Saffron's +1, meaning that Lady Saffron's +1 is increased to +3, -1 points to Chewy and +3 points to Lady Saffron. I can't believe that that's how the round ended. That was insane. So Chewy, Ludi, I think you said 100% Chewy will get the 3. I think we should definitely make this a meme, because a number of times in this show and in the previous one that Ludi and I commentated together, 100% chance something happens. When Ludi says it, it means
always
it's
happens.
not going to happen. It always fails. That is amazing. I have to know what Anders thinks about this.
60% of the time, it's 100% of the time.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
What on earth?
It was one of those games, right, where we were going into it. We're like, okay, they're playing it safe. They're gonna take it nice and slow. They'll get there at the end. And then, for whatever reason, it got real intense at the end. Which is, here's a reminder again of the completed versus the non-completed. I think, Count Christo, you already did the live maths on this, confirming that Lady Saffron actually came out on top with the win, thus getting 3 points. And Chewy hanging out with Ultra in the minus range, which is
extreme.
Exciting. I have a question for you though, Krista. Now that we've seen the format this time around, of course we had 25 quests. Some of them we didn't expect to get picked. They didn't get picked. Some of them got picked quite a lot. Were there any that you're like, didn't expect these to be picked as much as they did?
I think when I had conceived of how they would go about accomplishing these challenges, I hadn't properly accounted for the way that players can nation ruin in the final 10 minutes. You know, releasing a bunch of subjects so that you can have 50% non-core, things like that. And I think it makes perfect sense. The way that they're approaching it is, I'm going to play kind of coherently for 50 minutes, and then I'm just gonna let it all go to the dogs. It's all gonna implode, and I'm gonna be able to make things work because I can destroy the country. And some of the challenges don't fully account for that, and that's what I'm really excited to see in some of the sub challenges, because some of the ones that they're going to be able to submit are now going to be able to react to the way that people have been playing. They can make it such that you can't achieve it just right at the end. Things like reform progress, for example. You need to have a consistently relatively coherent nation in order for that to work. And I'm really excited to see what people come up with for new ones that we can add in there to counter some of this. I'll also say that for the first week, we pulled from a list of 40 challenges. I did pull some of the easier ones. So next week, I will not hold back. And we can see if we can put in a few more tasty treats.
Remember that Slavic has promised that he's going to go harder next week, up to at least 8 quests. Yes. Count Christo, Ludi, we will see you next week. Now I have something much more important to do, which is talk to Chewy and Lady Saffron. Lady Saffron, Count Christo did maths. So congratulations. You won that.
Oh, thank you so much. That was so stressful.
How, outside of stressful, how was that?
That was a lot of fun. I got, I think, a lot of bad RNG, including getting inherited at the end. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I did get a few very lucky breaks, like the excommunication of Provence and Savoy. But like that was absolutely crazy. I don't think I'll ever be able to do that again.
Okay, well. We'll see. You have a few more weeks to tailor or refine your quest picks. Chewy, I'm just going to ask what happened. What happened?
Well, I mean, not to make excuses, but I was stuck on speed 3 basically the entire time. Every single time I went up to speed 4, it just like instantly went down. So I had a long-term plan and I wasn't quite able to get there. I was going to drop my maritime ideas for trade ideas, pick up the merchant, and then get it. So ideally, like in my mind, I had it figured out how I was going to get it all done, but I just didn't have enough time to do it.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. That's something we're going to look into on our end, and of course, that means that whoever you're playing next week, we'll make sure that we sabotage them instead to make it fair at the end. No, we're not going to do that. Outside of that, guys, thank you so much for taking part. We will, of course, see you next week because that'll be week 2.
Thank you. GG, Saffron.
Yes.
Well played.
GG. Yep. That was... Yep.
Next week, it'll be harder challenges. That's what Christo's saying. Look forward to seeing you tackle them. See you next week. Okay, that is almost all of our show. Hopefully, we have this. Yes, exactly. So here is our current leaderboard, just to confirm And what's happened, we can see that Slevik and Cleo is in top because they have points. Slevik is currently in the lead with 7, then Cleo is second at 5. Lady Saffron should have, I think, 3 points. 2 extra for the win. And then, so it does mean that, like, even though the first game with Aldra and Cleo, there isn't actually that many points separating our players yet. We'll see if that keeps being the case. If any of our players get very, very far ahead, but basically all to play for in the next 4 weeks. If you want more EU4 discussion, if you want to suggest some quests for our players, you can do that if you are a subscriber here on Twitch. You'll then join our Discord and you'll have access to a subscriber-specific chat where you can send suggestions with other subscribers, which, as you know, has been done. If you want to watch more shows from us, we will, of course, be back next Monday with more EU4.